Hello everyone, we're Malena Casaleño and Micaela Garro, and we are going to talk about a research paper named The Impact of Lexical Skills and Executive Functioning in L1 and L2 Phonological Awareness in Bilingual Kindergarten. Hope you like it.
In this text, the author analyzes how the L1 and L2 phonological awareness in bilingual kindergarten children impact their lexical skills and executive functioning. The study focuses on bilingual Dutch, English 5 years and 10-month average preschool kids. In both languages, phonological awareness was predicted differently. Moreover, the author states that bilingual education programs are gaining popularity across the world. Studies related to bilingualism are needed. The purpose of this one is to predict kids' phonological awareness, taking into account the lexical skills and executive functioning.
What is phonological awareness? Phonological awareness is the ability to recognize, discriminate, and manipulate speech sounds in a language. The development of phonological awareness starts in the early years, when children hear words, imitate sounds, and learn word meanings. Also, it has long been considered essential for language development and learning to read. The aim of this research is to demonstrate how Dutch-English bilingual kindergartens develop lexical skills and executive functioning that are predicted by phonological awareness.
Having said this, the following aspects are taken into account. Phonological awareness development. The author explains that as children's vocabulary expands, their phonological representations need to become more specified in order to differentiate phonologically similar words. Also, she says that the stronger the abilities in the first language, the better the acquisition of the second language.
Executive functioning. It refers to a collection of mental processes that control cognitive and behavioral actions, inhibition, working memory, and cognitive flexibility. This concept is divided in two: the behavioral self-regulation and attentional control. Both are needed for the phonological awareness in kids. Furthermore, the author mentions that verbal short-term memory, VSTM, is fundamental to learn a new language, taking into account both phonetic and grammatical aspects. Then, she states that several studies show that children who constantly switch between two or more languages had better behavioral and attentional control. In other words, it is proved that the permanent changing of languages leads kids to be exposed to higher control regarding behavior and attention.
Current study. The research took place in the Netherlands, where schools teach from 30 to 50% of the time in English and the rest in Dutch. This gave the opportunity to study how kids acquire both languages and analyze how executive and linguistic functions are developed, leading to two hypotheses. The first one was that stronger phonological skills would develop when children acquire a richer vocabulary and perceive phonological differences. The second explains that as phonological awareness of the second language depends on the same lexical skills and phonological awareness of the first language, they are related in the L1 and L2.
The author describes four methods. 178 children from second year of kindergarten participated, 94 boys and 84 girls who attended 4 different schools in the Netherlands. When EF was tested at the beginning of the study, they were 5 years and 5 months old. In the end, when lexical skills and phonological awareness were tested, They were 5 years and 10 months old. While the bilingual group were exposed to English for 30 to 50% of their educational time, those children that were part of the control group of this study were taught the language for 0 to 3.7% of the time.
Materials. The author achieves a clear description of the adequate variety of materials that were used for the study. These materials were phonological awareness, vocabulary, English lexical specificity, Dutch lexical specificity, and executive functioning, which is behavioral self-regulation, sustained attention, and verbal short-term memory. One task was carefully designed for each of the materials, with the aim of developing phonological awareness features.
This study was approved by the Ethics Committee of the Faculty of Social Sciences at the university. Also, children were previously tested, and there were 7 bachelor's and master's students to administrate the tests.
Data analysis. The author explains that the 2% of the results were removed when, for example, children did not understand the task. She also explains that the models were run 7 times due to the fact that there were 7 variables. This means that each time they use a different variable and the other 6 as covariants.
Now it's time to talk about the results. Table 1 explains that there was no significant deviation of variables according to executive functioning, behavioral self-regulation, and visual sustained attention. Moreover, Table 2 demonstrates that there are correlations between the variables for the bilingual education group. It shows that phonological awareness in both languages is highly correlated, whereas vocabulary and lexical specificity are moderately correlated.
Predictors of Dutch phonological awareness. Lexical specificity, behavioral self-regulation, verbal short-term memory were found to be significant predictors of Dutch phonological awareness. On the other hand, visual or auditory sustained attention were not. Therefore, as the author expresses, the predictive value of the different variables was not dependent of the type of education.
Predictors of English phonological awareness. English vocabulary, English lexical, and Dutch phonological awareness showed significant predictive value, whereas executive functions did not.
The role of executive functions in language transfer. English phonological awareness is mainly predicted by Dutch phonological awareness and also by visual sustained attention in bilingual kindergarten.
Children in bilingual elementary education were also found to have a link between visual sustained attention and phonological awareness in the second language. More visual cues and auditory stimuli repeated for children who struggle with phonological awareness may be advantageous, since it lessens short-term memory demand.
This is the reason why we would recommend English teachers of kindergarten to make use of different visual and sound stimuli, such as flashcards, posters, pictures, recordings, videos, songs, playing with their intonation, their pitch, and so on.
That's all. Thanks for listening.